Hey guys, this is Ernesto for Usagi TV, and this is the part 2 of our Let's Play Koudelka. This is the file where we ended up last time, so we'll just load it up. Just so you know, I played around with some of the settings on my editing software to try to improve the quality of the videos. I think they should be coming up now a little bit wider and more stable. I've also worked on the titles in the corner, so hopefully you like it. We're going to go back to the room with the stairway that was going down, and we're going to go there. And once you reach the end of the stairwell in the other screen after this one, then you want to go to the door that's right in front of the character and go in there. And something interesting is going to happen. There is an old couple in the room, Ogden and Bessie, who say they are the caretakers of the Nementon Monastery.
How unusual that you two have decided to come to our rural district. There's really nothing interesting here.
It has gotten so cold outside. We weren't expecting any visitors. The soup is all we had. Please, have as much as you want.
Oh, yes, please.
Thanks. Smells great.
Wouldn't you like some, dear? Don't you like potato soup?
No. It's not that. I'm all right for now. Thank you for your hospitality, though.
No trouble at all. Please let me know if there's anything we can do. We are the only ones who live here, and it's so rare that we get any visitors.
So are you two really the only ones who live here?
Why do you ask?
Well, it was pretty foggy, so I couldn't tell for sure. But this building looked like an old church or something. Seems a little big just for the two of you.
You're right. In the 9th century, a saint from Ireland named Daniel Scotius built a place of worship here to appease monsters and evil spirits. That was how the Nementon Monastery started. Or so I heard.
Monsters. Is that right?
Yes, what about them?
You might not believe this, but we saw a monster on our way here.
Is that so? You saw it too?
You mean that monster's been around for a while?
Well, we've been taking care of the monastery for a number of years, but from about 6 months ago, monsters have been appearing.
We see them more and more every month.
I used to be a sailor. I'm not afraid of any monsters.
Oh dear. What if something terrible happens to you?
We almost got killed back there. Now we're out of bullets.
That's not good. The monsters might try and attack you again. I'll spare you some bullets.
Thanks, that'd be great.
Looking after others. He's so wonderful at that.
So, have you two been together long?
Yes, quite a while. Now, all he does is paint and maintain this old building. That's his daily routine. But back in the old days...
Thanks, Ogden. I owe you one.
That siren is not part of the game, it's actually I live next to a firehouse. Okay, so we're gonna go on, and at the end of this hallway, there's a boss fight, but we're gonna level up. And just as a side note, from this point on, I'll speed up some of the random encounters so that you're not just watching the same battles over and over again. You can still catch pretty much what's going on and what commands are selected. It's a 500 times the speed. And the result screen, we will leave at regular speed, just kind of to shorten up the time in which you're watching battles. If there's any encounter in particular that is important, such as leveling up then I'll leave that there. This is the formation, and I told you I was going to talk to you about that. You want your tank character, Edward, up to the front, and Koudelka where she is. And we'll take a look at those air rags, which is armor. We'll go to Koudelka and put the air rags on her. She's the weakest of the two characters. You want to protect her. Alright, so we're going to run a little bit in the areas that we've explored, and probably a little bit further to some areas we haven't seen yet, just to try to gain a couple of levels. In that area where we were just there, there's a boss fight coming. So you want to gain a level or two, be level 3 at least, I would say, in order to take the boss that's there. So run around and level up. Listels or Listels, I don't know the right pronunciation. So if you do, list it in the comments below. Okay, this is another haste battle. Well, haste like Final Fantasy speed spell. Even though it's 500 speed, 500 times speed, you can still see the commands. It's the battle system is very slow. The whole Let's Play series could end up running, 70 hours just in battles. Okay, now we got some fire eggs. I don't think that's good. I think I'm gonna switch them. I'm gonna give him the fire rags or the air rags because the piety is higher on the other ones. When you equip stuff, sometimes your hit points and magic points change, so you'll see that it's not full. Just go into your items, use a couple of things, and bring them up to speed. You won't be able to go to that door that's on the right yet. It's sealed by a mysterious force. Let this one play out normally. The difference between one level and the other, like level 2 and level 3, you would think it's not that much, but it is. It makes a big difference in all the boss fights. This is a typical role-playing game. Your level is very important in just how much damage you deal and how much damage you receive. Also, your stats that you choose to level up when you have those level up screens are very important in determining your character's strength. So you want to, think about it, and I'll show you what I do and what works for me. But you can do this whichever way you want. If you want Edward to be your spellcaster, then focus on those attributes that will make him that. He probably would take a lot of work, much more than Koudelka, but you could do it. So the game does give you that flexibility. I have done playthroughs where Koudelka is just a tank and she has the swords and she's a frontliner, and I work on her strength and her dexterity, but that's one of the fun things about the game, that you can make your characters whatever you want them to be. And all those items that you see dropped off, I'm starting to get those high potions, and you'll see pretty soon some high listals. Um, that is all related to the luck attribute, which I mentioned last playthrough, and this will be the last time I will mention it, promise. Unless I get a really awesome item, and then I may just say it's because of that stat. The enemy design for its time was very creepy. It was all about ghosts and zombies. It's very dark. Okay, so here's the level up screen. That vitality went down by 1 point, so I'm going to want to raise that up. Just running around trying to get some random encounters to trigger. One of the typical role-playing games rules of the last 10 years with Final Fantasies and a lot of the Japanese ones. It's, trying to trigger those random encounters that'll give you the experience that you need. I hate cockroaches. I never really loved the scent. You have to use the ammo on the person that has the gun or the rifle or the shotgun in order for you to reload, and sometimes it takes a couple of rounds of reloading before you can use it. So you want to try to do it before you go into battle if you're running low. I was kind of zoned out there. Okay, it's Edward's turn to level up. Strength, of course. Some hit points. speed. And his dexterity.
Now this would make good rations. Let's take some with us.
I can't believe it. Are you still hungry?
I didn't have anything to eat or drink for 3 days. Of course I'm hungry. Speaking of which, you wasted all of that food. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. If it weren't poisoned, then I would have had some.
Pardon?
I said, if the soup weren't poisoned, then I would have had some. Got it?
Poisoned? No way.
Just a little bit. I smelled some poisonous plant.
What's that?
I can tell you how you're going to feel. In about half an hour, you won't be able to move your body. If you don't find an antidote, you'll definitely die.
So they really were trying to kill us. But why?
Don't know. But it seems they're quite used to doing it this way. They must be hiding something. Listen, Edward. I'm going to try to cure you now. But you have to promise that when I do, you won't get mad and rush back to that couple right away. It's safer if we head and continue exploring this building. I think we'll find something interesting for sure.
There goes realism right out the window. And he was just throwing up all over the place, and now he's ready to stab again, like nothing happened. But you have to forget those things, right? Okay, there's an item here. Over there. What the hell happened? Somebody must have called me. Standing there like, duh. Yeah, definitely. A phone call came through or something. I hate that. Okay, so we'll get out of here. We got what we wanted, which is the herbs that heal you. Here's another hasted battle. This time we'll get a water sword. Yeah, you can see the items where they are at the end of the table. There's a cheese, slice of cheese. In real life, you wouldn't touch it, but you know. Or maybe they're hungry. Okay, so in here, there's some weapons, which are good for this stage in the game. You want them, and they're random in their attributes on each playthrough, so you can get fire, air, water, earth, light, dark. or a very particular element that's very rare, and that's the mystic element. And that's what I'm hoping. And there it is, the mystic hammer. I was hoping for that. I actually get two of them, and if you examine that, it won't tell you there, but what the mystic weapons do is they allow you to steal magic points from your opponents. So you don't have to use your items to restore your magic points. You can just go with that person and attack, and they'll hit the enemy's magic points and take them as their own. And that's very handy for Koudelka in particular, that uses her spells. If she runs out of magic points, you'll see me go through the enemies and hit them with the mystic weapons to try to get some of the magical points back so I can keep casting spells. Quick check of the equipment, because there's going to be a strong boss coming right now. This is the one I was preparing for. So I'm going to give her the mystic hammer. And I'm going to give him also a hammer, a fire hammer. Some of the stats have come up from the changes that we just made, so just use a couple of 8 pieces of bread. Yep, num. And we're ready. There's a man collapsed on the ground. It looks like he passed out. A giant plant attacks you. Dum dum dum. So, fire is the weakness of this boss. You'll get the water spell after you beat him. 0 points of damage. That's pretty good. And that was it. And those few levels make the boss fight so much easier. If I was a level below, it would be a little bit harder. A few more turns. You get the Icon's necklace, and you learn the spell Geyser, which is the water spell, or ice spell. I don't think there's anything up here.
My head. Oh, what happened? Oh, yes, that's right. That monster. Oh.
Who on earth are you two?
Hey, we rescued you, and that's your way of saying thanks?
Little did I know that these days were into rescuing perfect strangers.
You.
My name is Koudelka, and this is Edward. Would you mind telling us how you ended up collapsed on this path?
My name is James. James O'Flaherty. I've been searching for something, and it took me to the monastery. Little did I know that it'd become a breeding ground for demonic spirits.
Then how did you get in here dressed like that?
Through the main gate, of course. The caretakers welcomed me with open arms.
That husband and wife team? And the food? Was there no poison in your food?
What are you talking about? Are you out of your mind?
Those caretakers tried to poison and kill us.
That's not funny. I find it inappropriate for you to try to dupe an upstanding believer of the Christian faith.
So nothing happened to you then?
Of course not. Not until I encountered that monster.
Yeah? And we're the ones who took care of that monster. Far be it from me to expect any words of gratitude from you.
I see. And I can tell from your appearances that the power of your faith alone was not enough to smooth things out with that monster.
It wasn't the kind of problem that faith alone could solve.
Ugh. Look at this plinth. It's broken now, but holy water ran from it until recently. But I've become distracted. Almighty God, please give me the strength to ward off these monsters.
I can see that we've wasted our time here. Let's go, Koudelka.
Just a minute. Although I'm under the protection of the Lord, it doesn't hurt to take precautionary measures. I think I'll go with you.
With the monster gone, Sacnoth is once again filled with holy water. You can save here. These are save points that will restore your hit points and your magic point. That's why when you're exploring, you see the little S. That's temporary. That means that you can save and it'll stay there, but you don't. It doesn't replenish your hit points and magic points. And this is James, your third permanent party member. Which is really, he's really split down the middle in terms of stats. You can make him another Edward or another Koudelka. I tend to make him another mage that does support magic, which we'll go into it in the next episode on how to set him up, or how am I going to set it up in this playthrough. I want to thank you again for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully you'll come back to watch the third episode. You're pretty much watching these as I'm making them. I'm putting them up there literally probably 6 hours after I play them. So I'm taping and editing and rendering and doing this live, so your input matters. Just let me know what you want to see. If you want slow time battles, you want me to put them back to regular speed, let me know. Take care and thanks for watching.